Hey everybody, this is Everyday Commentary, and this is a video overview of this knife. And this knife is the Monterey Bay EZC, which is a collaboration between Carmel Cutlery, which is a knife store and knife retailer on the web in Carmel, California, or Monterey Bay, California, I don't know, somewhere in California, and Ray Lacanico, as you can see right there. Oops, right there. It is, I believe it is made by Kaiser Knives, though I'm not sure exactly who the OEM is. This knife is designed as part of his Monterey Bay knife series, and it includes this knife and the Min Pin, which is a similarly sized knife with a different shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of the specs, show you a size comparison, tell you what I like and what I don't like. So first of all, the knife weighs 2.8 ounces. It has a titanium frame lock flipper. As you can tell, it has a drop point. The blade steel is, as most overseas produced knives are, S35VN, which is a very good all-around steel. There is a hardened steel insert. As you can see, I use this knife. It's got a little bit of spots on it, no big deal. It has a hardened steel insert and a titanium pocket clip, which has a pretty good spring tension given that it's a sculpted titanium pocket clip. The knife is based on a custom knife by Ray Lacanico of the same name, and it is an exceptionally clean design. This is as clean as it gets. Let's see what it looks like in comparison to the mini grip. You can see that the mini grip is just a hair shorter, and it is yet another sign that the mini grip really knows how to pack in blade length, because when you see the blades, you will see that they're basically exactly the same blade length. It is, in fact, the mini grip is a little longer than the EZC. See, if I put sharpened edge to sharpened edge, it's just a little bit longer. This is a really good knife in terms of blade to handle. So it's not to say that the EZC is a bad knife, it's just it's going up against one of the best. As you can see, there's a little bit of contouring in both knives. The EZC is significantly shorter than the mini grip, and not that much thicker. So this is a very slim knife. I think that is probably its biggest overall positive. One last comparison. Here's the knife compared to a AA battery. It is not as thick as a AA battery, which is pretty awesome. So, what do I like? Well, first of all, I like the appearance. This is a very clean knife. It has nice clean lines. There's no baloney. I like this one groove. It does give you a little bit of texture to hold on to when you're opening and closing the knife. That's really good. I like the show side and the lock side. Both are nice. The pocket clip, despite being a sculpted titanium pocket clip, is perfectly acceptable. It is not a pocket ripper, nor is it a hook. It really does flex, and it does a good job. The other thing that I like is there's no exposed rear tang here. As you can see, Ray took a lot of time and energy to make this design as clean as possible, and he's really done a lot to work away that exposed rear tang, and yet still carried the super sharp spine profile, so there's no like dip here. I really like the clean lines on this knife. I also like the blade shape. It goes often unnoticed, but there are some drop points that look a little saggy. They're not really drop points. They're kind of like saggy drop points. This is a very clean, relatively high drop point, but it's still there. It gives you a lot of the look of a drop point, and it still has plenty of belly. So I like that. I also like the flipping action. This is not the best flipper I've ever had. That would be the Brian Nadeau Sharp by Design Micro Typhoon. That was a fantastic flipper. Here it is compared to another really good production flipper. I think that the Gent has slightly better flipping action. Both are good, but I would say that if I had to choose, I'd prefer the Gent. I don't think one is like objectively better. I just have a preference for the gents flipping action. The flipper tab here is really good because it gets a lot of its leverage and momentum, not based on jimping, which I think is stupid, but on shape, and the shape is just right. There is a little bit of a tendency to sort of roll over because it's quite smooth and not that big. You know, like Nick calls it a pocket pecker. There's no pocket pecker going on here. That does kind of look like a bird. The things that I don't like are pretty much just the availability. This is a limited edition knife. It was limited in run. I forget how big the run was, but they were $180, and I believe they're all sold out. If they're not sold out, you should go get a knife, because this is a really good folder. And it's a sign that 2019 is probably going to be just as strong or stronger than 2018, which is super impressive because 2018 was already bonkers good. So when you get a chance, go on over to Monterey Bay Knives, take a look at the EZC folder. You know, follow them and Ray on Instagram. Ray puts up some pretty awesome pictures of his customs, and I've handled a custom and it was good, and all indications are that his customs have gotten even better. Ray is one of those guys that really is sort of like a font of designs. There are a bunch of different knives out there. There's the Keen, there's the Gemini, there's, you know, he just has a ton of different designs. But for the money, if I'm spending my own money, this is the one I want, and it's the Monterey Bay EZC. Look for a review coming soon.